tier list time. I'm going to be honest, right? I had to listen to most of her albums for this episode. First listen, just went straight in. That's okay though, because I absolutely love every. I'm gonna say it straight off the bat. Love every single one of these.
Really?
Love every. There's not a single
You
one.
love every
I dislike.
single one?
I love every single one.
Well, we're still gonna be trying to be a little bit strict here. We can't just put everything
we're gonna
in
be,
A
I'm still
S.
going to say that there's going to be a worst, and I'm going to be a little bit harsher about it because we realized in our Blade video that we were a little bit like everything was B tier, or like we're gonna make sure we're a little bit more harsher this time.
I gotta say though,
utilize.
I'm kind of in the same boat though, because I like most of these albums a lot. Let's just get into it, dude.
And
let's just get into it, bro.
Debut, lasers, explosion. The way it's stacking up, this is actually gonna be kind of a low tier Bjork for me. Low tier Bjork. Because here's the thing. While it's awesome, and while Bjork sounds beautiful, as she always will, that's the thing. She's always going to sound great. She's always going to bring creative new ideas to the table. But when we're looking at her entire discography finally now laid out, this one's not going to be placing that high. That's personally me.
I'm going to have to agree,
I'm going to
bro.
I'm going to actually have to put it at a C tier.
C tier. C tier.
Yes, because here's the thing. I think if you were thinking about Bjork as one of the most experimental and creative artists, she's always going to be experimental on every project. But when we look at it, she's coming out the gates with her solo work, and it's kind of just like she's just starting. So
That
I'm
being
gonna place
said,
this at C tier.
for a debut album, it's pretty great. It's still pretty unique, pretty innovative.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's on the lower side of her discography for me. And
which is crazy because
I'll agree.
it's still.
Let's put it C, man. I feel like debut, it's a really good album, but Post is like debut upgrade. Like debut and Post are the most pop Bjork albums. They're the most straightforward as far as pop songwriting. And I feel like Post just takes all the great things about debut and levels up. Cleaner production, more interesting production for the most part. More instruments, more cool shit, more innovation.
Yeah.
And I love Post a lot. I think it's great. I think most of the songs are super catchy. Some of her best songs on here, Hyper Ballad, Isobel, like Army of Me, like damn, this is a great fucking album.
Let me just say, this could be the best album cover. This could be the best one.
It's up there, dude. It's beautiful.
It's up there. First of all, let's just say she has no bad album covers. Her album cover game is crazy. I don't think she has a bad one.
I don't know if I'm sold on the new one yet, but I think out of her...
Fosora? Oh, no, Fosora looks so good.
I don't know. Also, Homogenic, it's a little racist, man. It's a little racist. I'm just saying.
Homogenic. Oh, you're right.
It's a little racist.
But like Bjork didn't have internet.
I mean, I think it looks pretty good.
What is she supposed to do?
Yeah, like she don't have internet. It's.
Yeah, Bjork didn't have internet back then, so like I'm gonna be real. There's a lot of other albums that I prefer over it. So I'm gonna be putting it B tier, but I would be okay with an A tier.
I'm kind of feeling the same thing. I'm on the fence between B and A. It's definitely. I'm gonna say it's B tier. It's B tier, but it's high tier. So like, no matter what, I don't think anything will bump it. It's maybe we'll move it up.
A.
Maybe we'll move it up considering how the rest of the list goes. But yeah, okay, high B. Homogenic by Bjork. I just gotta say, this is my favorite Bjork album. I'm just gonna put all the chips on the freaking table right now. This is my favorite.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite albums, man. I mean, just the first 4 tracks alone, that's like some of the best music I've ever heard in my life. Hunter, Joga, into Unravel, into Bachelorette. What is going on, bro? It definitely chills out a little more in the middle, but it's still very beautiful. And then it finishes so strong with the last 2 tracks. Like Pluto is unlike anything else she's made, and All Is Full of Love. It's beautiful. I mean, this is my favorite, man. This is easy S tier for me. I don't know about you.
It's crazy. The first time I listened to this album, I actually fell asleep, which is crazy. Because, like, no. It was peaceful sleep. It was like that beautiful sleep. It's not I fell asleep in a boring way. It was, I fell asleep in a content, happy way. And then I woke up and I listened to it again and I was like, oh, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So guess what, Vaughn? I'm going to agree it's S tier, but it's not my favorite Bjork.
Okay.
It's my second favorite.
That's fair.
There's one album I'm putting above it.
That's fair, man.
There's one album I'm putting above it.
I will say, that's S
no, everything Vaughn said is correct. I think this is where she really is playing with those electronic sounds a lot more, and it's super cool.
I feel like the evolution from debut to post to Homogenic is just like it's like clear, and this is just like the peak of it for me. And it's just like like the perfect marriage of the pop sensibilities and the electronic sounds, and it sounds very 90s but also very futuristic. It's just fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Vespertine. Probably the most acclaimed Bjork album. And I would say it's for good reason, man. This is a fantastic album, but I will say I have a bit of a hot take about this album. It's so front-loaded. It's so front-loaded.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Jesus Christ, dude. I've been in denial about it for a long time. It used to be one of my favorite albums. I used to call it one of my favorite albums when I was, you know, getting more into music, like
when you were
a couple years ago.
You were a youngin'.
But I've listened to this album like 20 times, and each time I wish it ended like a few tracks earlier. Like the last, like.
Well, to be fair, Unison, listen, yeah.
The outro track is beautiful, but there are just some songs in that second half that are just forgettable. Like they just use the same sound palette, and they're really good. They're really nice to listen to. They're pleasant songs, but like they do not stack up against Hidden Place, It's Not Up to You, Pagan Poetry, Cocoon. That's like some peak Bjork stuff. That rivals the first 5 on Homogenic to me. So that is like peak Bjork. No, and if the whole album was like that, it would be my favorite. But as it is, this is like a solid A tier for me. Because it is inconsistent, but it has
agree with you.
Like half of it is like peak Bjork. So
I fully agree with everything you said, and I have like 3 other albums I'd put above it anyways.
Okay.
Including Homogenic.
I think this would be in my top 3 still, but it's like I mean
I wouldn't really put it in my top 3 actually.
I don't know. I get that. I feel that. But yeah, I think
and that's the thing, and I think that's the thing about Bjork in general, that she loves to come in and just wow you. Like she'll immediately come in. All of her projects start with the bang, but then towards the end they tend to fizzle out until that last song that really does well.
I don't think there's a single one of these albums that doesn't start strong.
I'm going to agree with you. Vespertine is A tier. Okay. Vespertine is A tier.
Yeah, A tier.
Sorry, you were lagging a little bit.
Okay, I got you. Come on, bro.
Okay.
Stay in place there, bro.
Okay.
What the fuck is it doing, bro? There you go.
Guys, it's Medúlla time.
It's Medúlla time. One of the most divisive albums in their discography. Some people say it's a masterpiece. Some people say it's pretentious bullshit. Okay? I want to hear your opinion.
It's my favorite one.
Yeah, I knew it. I was going to call it, bro. And I fucking support it wholeheartedly. This is S tier. This is my second favorite. It is probably the most consistent album she has. It flows beautifully.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
There's not a single weak moment. The closest thing to a weak moment is like these interlude tracks, which add so much to the atmosphere and the character of the album. And I think just in general, making a whole album almost purely out of like sounds from the human voice and not having it sound corny at all, that's just beautiful, dude. It's almost a spiritual experience.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I envision Bjork to be. Like if someone was like, hey, you know that Bjork lady from Iceland? I'm like I'd be like, no, but I can think of what it would sound like. And this is what exactly would sound like.
This is the sound of Iceland.
This year Bjork was in The Northman, right? And the only thing I could think of when listening to this album was the fact it's almost like a medieval like adventure album. Like that's what I think of. I think of like I'm like strolling up to some castle and I'm about to go like kill some people because like I'm better than them or something. Like I don't know. Like this is what it makes me feel like, and I will agree. It took me a little bit to kind of like warm up to like the songs where it's really just a cappella because like. I mean, who the fuck is just listening to acapella,
Dude,
right?
Ancestors, like songs like Ancestors are fucking freaky. Like I did that.
Yes, dude. Yeah. And that's what I love about Bjork. I want her to be freaky. Like I want her to like freak me out a little bit. I'm like, damn, what are you doing? Like calm down. But no, absolutely, this is my favorite. I'm gonna place it in S tier. And I don't mind not putting it above
I'll put it
Homogenic,
above because
but I would really, you're gonna put it above.
My logic is that if we both think it's S tier and it's your favorite, then I'll play with it. They're both S tier. That's all I need.
Volta, ladies and gentlemen, it's probably this is tied with debut for me. Look, it's still cool. It's still really cool, but like, it's just like when we're stacked up against things like Post, Vespertine, Homogenic, Medúlla. There's a lot of room to be desired with this one.
I agree. I think I actually think it's still really good. I think
I do too. I love this album.
It starts fantastically. The first two songs, especially Earth Intruders, super cool. And having Timbaland on some of the beats on here is just like such an unexpected collab, and it's just awesome to hear that. I think overall though, it's probably one of, or maybe her least innovative album. It's her least unique in her discography. And I think it definitely drags a little bit. There's a few songs I would cut. But that being said, I still think it's really good. I mean, I want to push for C tier, honestly.
Yeah, I want to say it's below debut just simply because at least on debut, she's presenting a lot more to us than on Volta, where it's like, okay, we've seen you do some of these sounds. Like we kind of get it.
For now, we're putting Volta C tier.
Let's put it below debut. Next one. Here we go. Vaughn, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this one. Biophilia.
I predict that this is one of your favorites.
Why? Why is it one of my favorites?
Because it has like a fucking drum and bass outro in one of the songs. It's awesome.
Okay, first of all, yes, it does. I believe it's on, I think, Crystalline.
Yes.
Third track, Crystalline. Look, even before Crystalline came on, and I was listening to Moon and Thunderbolt, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be one of her best. This is gonna be one of her best. The harp shit like is so beautiful, and for me, the thing is about Biophilia is that it's very tight in the sense that it gets in, it gets out. And it leans a lot more on the electronic side of things while still introducing a lot of very cool aspects. I absolutely love Biophilia. In fact, it would be my third favorite. I would put it above Vespertine.
I'm definitely not putting it above Vespertine.
That's fair.
Probably not putting it above Post either, personally. On my list. But it is super underrated. It's a great album. It's a great album. I love
it should not be low tier Bjork. I don't think it should be low tier Bjork.
It's not low tier Bjork. It's not.
It should be in the upper half at least.
The electronic moments on this album are so crazy, and even apart from those, like it's just a beautiful album. I respect your take, man. It's a great album.
Yeah, and in fact,
I'll put it below Vespertine, but I'll put it in A tier, man.
Vulnicura. Look, I don't really get the hype on this one. I don't really get the hype. When I saw that it was bolded, I was like, oh, okay, whoa. Well, this is about to be real, right? I listened to it, and I'm like, this is cool, I guess, but, like, she's done cooler things, much cooler things. I wasn't really blown away by it. I wasn't really... I honestly felt very lukewarm about it. Lukewarm. It was great, but like, come on now, Bjork.
Okay, well, if I hadn't re-listened to this album in preparation for this episode, I would be feeling the same. But I mean, for some reason, it just wasn't clicking for years. I mean, ever since I got into Bjork, it was not clicking. I was like, I don't get the hype. It's so long. The songs are so long. But honestly, last time I listened to this, I was getting the hype a little bit. I was getting the hype, man. I think it's a fucking great album.
No.
I think lyrically it's the best she's been probably since Vespertine. I mean, it's such it feels very like I'm gripped by what she's saying, and that's not usually something that I come to Björk for, is the lyrics, but this album is fantastic lyrically. The story, the whole concept about the breakup, it's almost like Vespertine inverted. And the sounds on here are just so cool, like the soundscapes and everything that's going on.
Yeah, I really love Black Lake.
There's so many fucking cool moments, like on Stone Milker and Black Lake and Atom Dance, there's just a lot of cool electronic elements that come into play, probably because of Arca.
I would put it in B tier. I wouldn't say it's in the C tier, but it wasn't nearly something that should touch something like Vespertine or Biophilia. I said.
I think that's exactly where I would put it, because I love it, but like, I mean, Post is still better. Vespertine, I don't think it's one of her best, for sure. I don't think it's one of her best.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely, she brings a lot more interesting things to the table.
It's very cinematic as well. Yep. I would say this is one of her most cinematic albums. But
I agree. Actually, I think the most cinematic Bjork album is Utopia. But here's the thing. Hold on, let's slow our rolls, because I'm not directly saying that this needs to be high tier per se, but when I was listening to it and the production, I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? I'm lost in a fairy forest right now. What the fuck is going on, bro? It's really cool.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Oh, so this is the one you don't like.
This album is ass, dude. I'm sorry. It's so fucking long. It's so fucking long. The Gate is a really good song. That's about as far as my praise goes. Because after that point, I'm so fucking bored. Her songwriting is shitty on this album. There's no memorable melodies or anything. There's no memorable lyrics. Sure, the sounds are cool for like the first 10 seconds of a song. But like, it's just fucking so long. It's like an hour and 15 minutes, dude. And it's like her I will agree. It's like her most forgettable, like boring songwriting, and like, there's just I just hate it. I hate it, dude. I hate listening to this album. Now that you think about it,
I can't remember like a single lyric to
this album. I don't like it at all, dude. I don't.
I just kind of
sorry, bro.
I was doing AP Gov work while I listened to this, so like literally anything else would have been interesting. Yeah, maybe I'm not too big on this one. Maybe this one isn't my fancy, because it kind of just went in one ear and out the other.
I brainwashed
one ear out the other.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, I wanted to ride for this album because I knew how much people didn't really like fuck with it. And when I listened to it, I was like, I fuck with this. But then now that I'm sitting here trying to create my case and like defend it, I just realized I'm like, no, this really can't be defended. Yeah. You're kind of right. Like, at least there's a line from every Bjork album that I can take away. But like from here, I wasn't even focusing on Bjork's voice. She was dead ass just another instrument in the background.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think, it's just not done in a way that compels me in the slightest. Like, it's just so, it's like, it's not even that it fades into the background. It's already in the background when I press play. Honestly, personally, this is like F tier for me. But wow. I know you still enjoyed the album, so I'm not gonna do it that dirty.
I'll put it in an E tier.
Okay.
We need to show love to E tier. E tier is like one of the like least used tiers ever. Like,
E tier is underrated.
Let's show some love to E tier. E tier is underrated. In fact, you know what? Move up E tier, move down D tier. But make sure. But okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay. Guys, we're back. Tier list time.
All right, so I think S tier is like, it's a solid A tier. I think like it's really great.
Yeah,
it's not
I
like
put
the
it.
best
Yeah,
tier.
it's just like to be expected, right? Like that's gonna
Yeah,
be the
like-
best. So like therefore S tier should be A tier. I'm gonna put A tier. I'll put A tier also in A tier just because like it's good or reliable.
Yeah.
Right? You can't go wrong
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, for sure. I think B tier, honestly.
I'm gonna put.
I'm feeling an S on B.
I'm feeling an S because
Yeah.
you know what? It shows that middle ground. It's always good to have middle
It's
ground.
like
You should
B
always
is like
strive for
really
middle ground.
good. Like I feel like B gets underrated. C tier is also.
It's like
honestly.
it's like B.
I think
B.
C tier is A tier, because C tier
Really?
is also like pretty good. Like you're not putting anything in C tier that's like bad or like mediocre. Like maybe a little
I
bit
suppose.
mediocre. I think
I would put it in B tier personally.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
D tier is an F tier. Who the
Yeah,
fuck uses D?
D tier is yeah. And
Because
if you're
D
putting
tier
something
is
in
just
D,
like
it's just not worth your time at all. It's just like
if you're putting in something in D, you might as well just put it in F. E tier goes to the S
E
tier.
tier is
Because
S,
if you're gonna
man.
F tier, I would say is A tier.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay, but we've been yanking your chain a little bit. We all know the best Bjork album is really
Oh, what is it?
The Powers That Be.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
come on.
Just make it cover it. Just make it cover it. No. Just make it cover it. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, it's clear.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for watching this tier list. We want to make sure, we're working on it in order to make sure that these episodes are becoming shorter for you guys, so you guys can just enjoy it. But we thank you guys. We absolutely love doing these tier lists. It's actually really fun for us because we like to cover artists that we may not talk about in full sometimes.
I'm going to cut all of this
out. A chance to. Oh, okay. Well, wait, but you have to include this part.
Okay.
Watch.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just restart?
No. I'll include it. Go ahead.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.